Hi, so we're in January, we're a couple of weeks in, and in the UK, you'll know we're under lockdown. So it also marks a year since I started mountain biking, so I thought I'd take this time to try and help some of you guys out understand some of the beginner mistakes that sometimes happen in mountain biking. It's trial and error, and I learned a lot of mistakes. Not every time you ride is going to be great. You're going to have your days where you're not on the top of your game, you're thinking too much about something, and you're just not feeling it. But you still go anyway, you still have some fun. I had one of those days not so long ago. Started at Aston, a little bit nervous, didn't have a great day. We went to Woburn in the afternoon, cut some riding.
Boy! Oh! Oh! So loose and slippery. Highline. Yeah. So loose. Oh, straight in that. Oh, slippery. So slick. Ooh. That was the front gone. Oh. Oh. Super slidey. The front slid all the way into that. There's the ladder. Right. Oh. Yeah. Boosting. Wait. Whoa! So slick. Oh, high line. Whoa! Oh, whoa, whoa. Feet off everywhere. Oh. Oh. Oh, off piste. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think that was the low line. Oh. Oh, I've got no chain, I'm almost over the bar. Oh, I've lost my chain completely. Yeah. Oh, I was looking for the black, my bad. Oh. Oh. Whoa. That's tight. Ooh. Oh. Yeah. Oh, that caught me out. Oh. Oh, mate. Ooh, slidey. Well, that was different.
That was too bad. It got steep, it got a little more interesting, but...
Swifty.
If you could... On the school then...
Oh shit!
So a lot of the issues you have when you start riding a mountain bike, and it's trial and error. I went from riding a BMX from the age of 18, a few years off, and then all of a sudden I buy a full suspension mountain bike and I try and ride it like a BMX. You have some level of bike control, so it's just fine tuning the small bits on how the bike moves around underneath you, how the bike handles, which is a transferable skill, but it's just finding those micro bits which affect the way you can be fast, you can jump high, you can do what you want to do. So it's just drilling down into those to get the best. Now suspension has a massive amount to play in how you ride, how it feels when you ride, and the general feedback you get from the bike. I've got the Fox 34s on here, 150mm of travel, that lovely Kashima coating, it looks fantastic on that gold. It's an air shock, you can adjust the air that's in them. Check your manufacturer's website, I'm sure there's setup guides on there. The top rated PSI on these forks are 120 PSI. First thing you want to do on them is check your sag. You really want between 20 and 25% of the travel when you sit and position yourself on the bike. That's all controlled by the air. If your sag is halfway through the fork, you need to add more air. If you like your suspension a little bit firmer, you might not want 20%, you might want a little bit less. Check the handbook, check the rated PSIs, that all changes for your weight and everything as well. So have a look at them. That is the first thing to get right. That is basic setup. Next things you can play with are your rebound. You hit a bump, you hit a drop, you do a landing, your forks will come down. Your rebound is how quickly that comes back up. Now that will change on what type of riding you want to do. I like jumping quite a bit. So what I've found is that I had my rebound set too high. And you'll see this in the clip I'm about to show you now. The fork compresses as you go up the takeoff, and then as you get to the top and the front wheel starts to come off the top of the crest, you can see how quickly the forks extend. What was actually happening that day was I felt that the bike was throwing me over the front wheel. So that can be to do with the rear setup, but what I found is that it was actually coming from the forks. When you were taken off, as the forks were rebounding and extending far too quickly, it was actually pulling the weight of the wheel on my fork down, which was pulling my weight over the top of the bars as I took off. So adjust the rebound downwards just to make it a little bit slower as it extends. Give it a quick push, see how you like it. Again, you might want quick rebound depending on how you ride. I want mine a little bit slower because I like jumping. The more you increase your air pressure, the slower you have to put your rebound. Because the amount of pressure increases in the chamber, once it loads itself, that is going to extend even faster. So the higher your fork pressure, the lower your rebound needs to be. Just bear that in mind. The next thing is your compression. I've got a ring on the top here. You can change it to soft, you can change it to hard. Just a little adjuster ring on there. You can just tension that up if you want it to compress that little bit, take a little bit more pressure to compress. So that is the front setup. Back, you've only really got two settings in the back. You've got your air pressure. I've got a Fox float shock on the back of this. That goes up to 300 PSI. Again, check your manufacturer settings before you blow your seals out and blame me because I can't afford to replace all your shocks. This is just a basic air cylinder. You fill it up with your air you want. Again, we've got a little rubber ring on here. Make sure you check your sag when you're standing on the bike, when you're in your riding position. Exactly the same, you want 20-25% of that whilst you're riding, and then you've got the rest. We've got rebound on the back there as well. Turn your rebound up too high when you first start jumping. I had this at Twisted Oaks, I played with my rebound. I hit one of the tables, and as I was taking off, you compress into the landing. As I started to take off, the rebound on the back started to push out, and again, it throws you over the bars. So if you've seen some of my videos, you might recognise this clip.
Woo! Oh, fuck!
And that is how you almost go over the bars. So really important you don't set your rebound too high if you like jumping, because you'll get buckarooed over the front and lights out. There we go. That is my beginner setup. I am a beginner. I may not look like a beginner. I have age behind me. My younger years are disappearing. However, I'm still out there. I'm still playing. The most important thing is that you guys get out there and do the same. Make sure you're staying safe. Make sure you're staying healthy. And maybe we can meet up on the trails after this all lockdown and pandemic is on its way out the door. So, awesome. Cheers, guys. They're an air shock, so they have air in them, compressed air, for fuck's sake. So what got the fox foot?